What's going on, NBA fanatics? This is your friendly neighborhood Memphis Grizzlies, home of MemphisX, and I talk hoops. Today, we are with another episode of Should the Memphis Grizzlies Draft, and we're talking about Joshua Jefferson, the forward out of Iowa State. And today, we are answering the questions: should the Memphis Grizzlies draft him, pass on him, or laugh at him for wanting to wear Beale Street Blue? Let's get into it. Before we go any further, please make sure you subscribe to this channel. I'm trying to get to 3,000 subscribers by the beginning of the next basketball season, and I need your help to get there. Thank you very much for clicking on this video.
Wait, I did come in for the 808. 808. Big man in the paint, I talk hoops. Lay up, free throw and swoosh. Throw and swoosh.
Joshua Jefferson is from Henderson, Nevada. He played his high school ball at Liberty High School in Henderson, where he averaged 17 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 steals per game as a senior. He led the team to the Class 5A state championship in 2022, defeating Bishop Gorman 63-62 in OT. Jefferson scored the final 6 points of regulation to tie the game and sent it to overtime. He was named Nevada Prep's All-Southern Nevada Boys Athlete of the Year and Max Prep's Player of the Year. His father, Ben Jefferson, played football at Maryland and had an NFL career with the Cleveland Browns, Los Angeles Raiders, and Indianapolis Colts. Jefferson came into college ranked 182nd in the 2022 recruiting class and committed to St. Mary's, where he spent his freshman and sophomore seasons. After 2 years with the Gales, he transferred to Iowa State, where he played his junior and senior seasons under coach T.J. Otzelberger. In his senior year, he was named a consistent second-team All-American, first-team All-Big 12. He is 22 years old and a senior. At Iowa State this year, he averaged 16.4 points, 7.4 rebounds, 4.8 assists, and 1.6 steals per game in 35 games. He shot 51.7% on twos, 34.5% on threes, in 6.1 attempts. His true shooting came in at 56%. He ranked in the 48th percentile for his position. His free throw rate of 51.7 ranked in the 88th percentile, and he converted at 70%. His box plus minus was 11.7. 6.2 of that was from the offensive box plus minus. His steal percentage was 3.1. His defensive box plus minus was 5.6. For context, his junior year at Iowa State, he averaged 13 points, 7.5 rebounds, 3.2 assists on 31% from three. Sophomore year at St. Mary's was 10.2 points, 6.5 rebounds, and 2.3 assists. The production has been building every year, but the offensive efficiency numbers, when adjusted for competition, tell a more complicated story. At the combine, Jefferson measured in at 6 foot 7.8 inches. So his playing height is going to be a little bit over 6'9". He weighs 246 pounds. His wingspan was almost 6 foot 11. His standing reach was 8 feet 8.5 inches, which is kind of on the low side for a power forward. On the athleticism side, his standing vertical was 27 inches, which ranked 13th percentile. His max vertical is 33 inches, which ranked 18th percentile. Lane agility came in at 11.91, 7th percentile. Sprint, 3.42 seconds, 9th percentile. Now, what you can get from these numbers at the combine is Jefferson is built like a tank, but is one of the least explosive players in this draft class. His lane agility and sprint both graded in the single digits percentile-wise. And in my head, the way I see it, Joshua Jefferson is the player everyone thinks Cameron Boozer is in reality. So let's get to get to what he does well. First of all, defensive impact and instinct. His defensive box plus minus of 5.6 ranked at a 97th percentile, and his steal percentage of 3.1 ranked at a 93rd percentile. On film, he is not gambling for those steals. He reads passing lanes, times his rotations, and uses his strength and anticipation to disrupt without fouling. Iowa State was a defensive powerhouse, and Jefferson was one of the central figures to how that defense operated. Secondly, playmaking and feel for the game. His assist percentage of 27.7% ranked in the 99th percentile, and his box creation ranked in the 99th percentile. For a 6'9" forward, the ability to initiate handoffs, make reads from the high post, find cutters, keep an offense moving is rare. It's kind of like the Draymond Green archetype, and that's kind of what the hope is for him. So thirdly, physicality and rebounding. At 246 pounds with a strong base and good hands, Jefferson uses his body to carve out space, finish through contact, and rebound with positioning and timing. His free throw rate of 51.7 and it is 88th percentile tells you that he can get to the line consistently, even if the conversion rate is just 70%. He is a physical interior presence, even if he might not be a premier rim protector. So here are the concerns. The first big one is athleticism. The combine showed that the physical athleticism numbers in all of the measurements were very low, all under the 20th percentile, some of them in the single digit percentile. These things kind of show up on tape. At the NBA level, where everyone is bigger, faster, and more athletic, a player with these numbers has an extremely narrow margin for error. He cannot afford to be caught out of position because he does not have the burst to recover. Shooting. Yes. He is not a reliable shooter. 34.5% from 3 on 6.1 attempts. Sounds good, but when you go and look at everything, the total picture, his true shooting percentage of 56% ranked only in the 48th percentile. The free throw rate is good, but the 70% raises overall questions about his touch and shooting mechanics. Wings and forwards who cannot credibly space the floor at the NBA level get exploited in modern defensive schemes. And then you have the age and production context. Jefferson is 22 years old, one of the oldest prospects in this draft. He is a senior who spent 2 years at St. Mary's before 2 more at Iowa State. The production is okay, but it came against college competition across 4 years of development. The ceiling question is real. What you are seeing at 22 in college is much closer to a finished product than any 19 or 20-year-old, of course. The upside is probably already unlocked. It's probably what you got to see at Iowa State. So, what more are you looking to get out of somebody who is unathletic and has shooting issues? In Memphis, the Fit, regardless of what they do at number 3, even if they got Boozer, even if they got Darren Peterson, the Fit, has the size and physicality that the Grizzlies are looking for, but he doesn't have the length, the athleticism, and skill level, especially from a shooting perspective, that the Grizzlies will want. The athleticism numbers in comparison to somebody sort of like Cameron Boozer are very telling and would be a very poor fit next to Zach Edey. Even at pick 16 would be way too high for him, in my opinion. And I would even question the Grizzlies picking him at 32 if he fell that far. Now, he is talented, of course, but I don't think his NBA fit is very good, especially from a Memphis context. Now, who does he compare to? He is like a Timu version of Draymond Green, as I said, a forward who impacts the game through playmaking, some defense, and feel rather than scoring. What separates Jefferson from that is his athleticism is not even at the functional level, really, for the NBA. Draymond Green was above average as an athlete coming into the NBA, even at his age. Jefferson's combine numbers raise real questions about whether his tools can survive contact with NBA athleticism. When you have guys that are 6'8", 6'9", that are super athletic and just as skilled. The realistic projection is a physical high IQ bench forward who contributes in limited minutes within a structured system. This ceiling requires the shooting to develop and the athleticism concerns to prove less significant than the numbers suggest. So, as a Grizzly fan, how do I answer the question, should the Memphis Grizzlies draft Joshua Jefferson? I say, for the first time, they should laugh at him for wanting to be in Beale Street Blue. Not because he's an untalented player, but just because he is a terrible fit for the things that the Grizzlies want to do. The defensive production was real. The playmaking numbers are good, but I just don't think he has the athleticism and shooting to make it all work out on an NBA level. The Memphis Grizzlies have picks 16 and 32, and it would seem that Jefferson could be a choice, especially at 32. But I think even at 32, there would be better options available that can fit a distinct role in the NBA. So, Grizzlies fans, where does Joshua Jefferson land on your board? Do you think his feel for the game is enough to overcome the athleticism concerns, and he could be a good fit for the Memphis Grizzlies? Let me know in the comment section. I am MemphisX, and I talk hoops. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
I did coming for the 808. Big man in the paint. I talk hoops. I talk hoops. Lay up. Free throw is swoosh.